Welcome to JMO, Josh and Joe. It is Wednesday, December 21st. And Joe, where do we begin?
Well, we can begin with how it's a little weird that it's, you started off with Wednesday, not your typical Tuesday.
Apologies for that. I was very sick last night, so we did not get to it. I'm still feeling a little bit of it. I got the flu, but I'm going to power through. I'm going to power through for y'all. It was an incredible weekend in sports.
Is this gonna be your flu game?
It's my flu game, yeah. I'm not saying I'm Michael Jordan or anything, but this is my flu game.
You're probably gonna have best performance ever.
Oh,
I mean, he had it, and then Harold Perkins, from
right.
LSU.
Yeah, Harold Perkins had a flu game too.
Yep.
It was weird he didn't hear about the Michael Jordan flu game, but, I mean, he's also like 19 years old, 18 years old. So.
We've come to that generation now. We've come to that point.
Yeah, we've gotten to that point, yeah.
That we're old. We're old.
I guess we're just dating. We just continue to date ourselves.
Yes.
But, yeah, it was an incredible sports weekend. We had a bunch of NCAA basketball top 25 matchups. We had, I'd say let's go into the World Cup. That was one of the most epic soccer games I think on like the biggest stage that we've ever seen.
Right?
It was insane. You had Mbappe with a hat trick that's never been done in a FIFA World Cup championship game. And then you had Lionel Messi, the greatest to ever do it, score twice. And then he's scored his PK at the end. I think that's what they call it for the shootout.
Yeah, either the penalty or the PK. Yeah, I think it's PK.
So we went into extra time. It was incredible. It was just an incredible all-around game. There was a lot of emotions that you can tell. Like, dude, soccer fans are the most emotional fans, I think. I think they put all their heart and soul into this.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other sports in other countries and stuff like this, but I feel like soccer is number one. So they put everything in. Now, with America, we have, for instance, in New Orleans here, we have the Saints, we have the Pelicans, and some people root for the Astros, you got, let's see, whatever hockey team you want to go for. So, it's kind of split, but I feel like in these countries, soccer's all they got.
Soccer's everything.
So they put everything into this soccer, and you could see some of the French fans were bawling their eyes out. Now I'm not saying that we don't do that here in America. I'm just saying I feel like it means just so much to these people. But yeah, obviously partying in Buenos Aires this past weekend was probably pretty epic. Or it wasn't this past weekend, it was a couple of days ago, I think. But yeah, I think it was Monday. The parade, I mean, they had half of Argentina in the city.
Oh my gosh, the streets were just filled. I mean, honestly, you kind of put the U.S. to shame whenever it's like a championship.
Well, okay, again, that was also my point I was getting at. That's the whole country of Argentina. Mm-hmm. That's the entire country, and that's pretty much all they got down there is soccer. That's the main thing they have down there. And especially with Lionel Messi kind of solidifying himself as the GOAT.
Yep.
People worship him as a god.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
So, that was incredible. I really hope it does things for soccer in this country because soccer is an incredible sport. It's an intense ride the entire time.
Well, especially this game. This game was, Goliath versus Goliath. So if there was one game, if you're not a big soccer watcher, if you watch this one, this was definitely the game to watch because this would really get you through the ins and outs. There was just good players all around. There was good defense, good goalies.
Yeah, even though it was 3-3 at the end, there was some decent saves. The goalies were playing out of their mind. You're right. This was just a great all around game for people who are new at soccer.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that was awesome. I really hope it does things for soccer in America. But you got anything else on the World Cup game?
No, that's about it.
You sure? I feel like you want to say something else.
Well, did you see Emiliano Martinez is save?
Wait, was she the one showing her tits?
No, this is a guy.
Oh, that's
Emiliano.
Emiliano,
the goalie for Argentina. He's with the save.
Yeah.
In extra time.
Oh, and then he was humping the glove.
Yes, that was also another thing.
Save. Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I mean, there's really only one explanation for that.
What?
Martinez is Spider-Man.
Oh, he is Spider-Man.
He's Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's true. He's got Spidey senses. He
Oh,
slows
yeah.
it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good. We figured that out. We found Spider-Man, which it's not very hard to figure out who the fact that people don't know who Superman is to this day and Batman, like, it's just, it's tough. We found him, though. Good.
We found him. Yep.
Good. There was a couple of ladies who showed their tits. There was some on live TV.
Yeah, I became an Argentina fan very quickly.
Yeah, we saw that. And they're not in jail, which is a step in the right direction for Qatar. Because normally they would go straight to jail.
Yeah. A step into freeing the tits.
Freeing the tatas.
Freeing the tatas.
Yes. Those were pretty nice. They just, it was a quick pan to the Argentinian sideline, the fans, and I was really quick with it because I'm just a big horn dog. And if you remember, Joe, we were watching it, and I was like, oh. I felt like the verbal meme, the Leonardo DiCaprio just snapping and whistling, pointing at the TV, and then we rewinded it, and sure enough,
there was tits.
there was tatas. So.
I mean, we are drawn as men, or as straight men. We are drawn straight to the tatas.
We are, and it's tough because I had to condition my brain to look at if cleavage was showing. I had to condition my brain to look at the eyes because it's just. I mean, it is rude if you have somebody just looking at your chest the whole time you're trying to have a conversation with them. It's not great. So I had to condition myself because it was always drawn to the tatas.
Yeah, I mean it's rude and complimentary at the same time.
It really is.
It's perplexing.
Yeah, what? I mean, you can't get too offended, right?
Right, exactly.
I don't know. If some girl was looking at my dick the whole fucking time I was talking to her, I would be like, I mean, eyes are up here, but then again, thanks.
Yeah, right.
It ain't even that big, so I don't know what you're looking at, but thanks. Anyways, you want to get to football?
Yeah, let's get to football.
All right. Honestly, I kind of just want to get straight into the games, man. This is the weekend of comebacks, just weird shit. Weird shit.
This week was wild.
It was.
They were
absolutely
wilding out there.
There was a couple of hugging pass interference calls that I guess the referees in the NFL want them to love each other more because we had hugging PI no calls.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was wild.
Must have been the same refs as the Saints-Rams game.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh gosh. Anyways, let's get to the games. 49ers versus Seahawks Thursday. Brock and roll, baby. Brock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Let's go. Dude, that was a horrid roughing the passer call against Nick Bosa. They need to because they're so controversial and they're so nitpicky, I think they kind of have to spell it out for us. They have to these defenders need to know what exactly roughing the passer calls are because they keep it's so inconsistent.
Well, Geno still had the ball in his hand. So,
I know, that's exactly.
So it's like what is he supposed to do? Although he did learn the next time around because I think it was now this new rule where your weight can't be forced upon the quarterback. Whereas the next time around, if you notice when he got a sack, he put him down, and as soon as he hit the ground, he crawled over him.
Yeah.
He crawled over him and was able to avoid the contact onto the ground.
I just think it needs to be spelled out. It's not fair. It's not fair to
it's
the
not fair to the
defenders.
defenders.
Defenders. It's not fair to the defenders, okay? This was I know if anybody was in my position, I had Kittle on my fantasy team, and I had started him the past 3 weeks. I had Njoku on my bench the last 3 weeks. I decided to swap him this week. Of course, Kittle decides to go off.
Yep.
That's just the story of my life.
Well, and that's how that's the story of how you made it to the toilet bowl.
Exactly. I'll see you there, bud.
Yep.
Anyways, that's also the story of just fade my picks. It's very easy. Fade my picks, you'll become a very wealthy person.
Yep.
Only other thing I really had on this one, except that Kyle Shanahan is the GOAT, the Seahawks had a garbage time TD. It should have been 21-6. And I mean, honestly, the 49ers almost scored late.
Yeah.
Remember that who had the run late? I can't remember, but they that's what happens, man.
Pretty sure it was McCaffrey, wasn't it?
I think it was McCaffrey. Yeah, he almost scored at the last second of the game, and they just knelt it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 49ers put it on the Seahawks. That's my point. Got anything else in this one?
Brock Purdy's 2-0.
2-0. Yeah. 49ers beat the Seahawks 21-13. Colts versus Vikings. Okay. This I don't know where to begin with this one. I mean, like, this is the epitome of that guy saying they had us in the first half, not gonna lie. That is the epitome of that meme.
Yep, it is.
Or that GIF, whatever that you want to call it. The epitome. I don't know. Kirk Douglas is back, baby. It's so much fun. I love, like, at this point, like, you can hate the Kirk Cousins all you want, but I mean, he had the 24-point comeback. Though you liked that game. He had a 33-point comeback. He's just it's the largest comeback in NFL history.
Yep.
The biggest choke job in Matt Ryan's career, and he choked 28 to whatever in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I would have to venture off and disagree with you on that. The Super Bowl was probably the greatest choke job.
Probably, yeah,
because of the implication.
That's true. These two, it's not like there was too much at stake for both of these teams. I mean, although the Vikings did win the NFC North.
Yeah, because of it. But yeah, no. I will have to say this. I mean, yeah, he's got the biggest blown lead in a Super Bowl, biggest blown lead in a season. Just needs the biggest blown lead in a playoff game, and he's got the hat trick, you know?
Oh, do you think – well, he's got to be on a team that makes the playoffs now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, technically the Super Bowl is in the playoffs, but we can, like, we differentiate it a little bit.
Well, and then the other thing was, I don't know if you noticed the game that he beat. That was actually in the playoffs. So the game when Tennessee Oilers were playing the Buffalo Bills, and they were down 32 points. The Buffalo Bills were down 32 points.
Who was playing?
This was back in...
Frank Wright?
Yep.
Yeah, Frank Wright was playing. That's right.
He was playing quarterback for the Bills.
That was the other... Oh, the 32-point comeback.
He led the 32-point comeback, which was the largest at that time.
He's just sitting on his couch drinking scotch, just laughing.
Well, I think it was the ghost of Frank Reich,
you think so?
And the Christmas spirit,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happened there.
Yeah.
The ghost of Frank Reich haunted the Colts.
That's what you get, man. You can't play with that shit. I know you wanted to comment on that Justin Jefferson just nasty route against Stephon Gilmore.
Gosh. Yeah, he had an out route where he... it looked like he was going to cut back in, and he just went straight out and got Stephon Gilmore like sideways.
Just tripped him up.
And Stephon Gilmore, I mean, yeah, I get it. He's not in his prime right now, but he's still a very, very good cornerback.
He should have, you can't just get beat like that.
But yeah, that just shows how impactful and how great that route was by Justin Jefferson.
He is one of the best route runners too. That's how he gets open. Like, I mean, that's why I keep saying you got to stick to. He's got to be double teamed every time because he's such a good route runner. He finds the pockets. He loses his man every time. You got to double team him. You can't just single. If you keep putting just one person on him, he's just going to keep racking up. Dude, he's got 2 1,600+ yard seasons, and he's only been in the NFL for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know how many Calvin Johnson had?
How many?
2.
2.
You know how many Marvin Harrison had?
How many?
2.
Wow.
In their entire careers.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That might have been one of the craziest fourth quarters I've ever seen.
I mean, the thing is like they were down 33 points. The Vikings didn't score their first points until 8 minutes into the third quarter. Or with 8 minutes left in the third quarter.
8 minutes left, yeah. So they honestly did it in just a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
It didn't even take them a whole second half. It's insane. That was and then like midway through the fourth quarter, you just had that feeling like, dude, I think the Vikings are gonna win this game.
Yeah.
And it was a Saturday game that everyone was watching too. So you're just like, the Vikings are gonna win this game. The Vikings are gonna win this game. It was absolutely insane.
Do you think Matt Ryan was having flashbacks of
I like those
Super Bowl?
I like those memes, and it's got like Matt Ryan's face, and then the Vietnam what do you call it? The helicopters and everything. Just he's having these like PTSD flashbacks type thing
of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, those are kind of fun. I mean, I do feel bad for the guy because it really wasn't entirely his fault. There was a complete like defensive breakdown. Also, The Colts got a little lucky in the first half because like almost everything that could go wrong for the defense not the defense for Minnesota did go wrong. Kirk Cousins had negative fantasy points after the first half.
Yep.
And then I know in our league he ended up with 40 plus.
Yeah.
Fucking wild. This is one of the craziest fantasy turnarounds you could ever see.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Tough for Matt Ryan, but you know what? I think the media ruined him.
Yeah, how so?
I think the media ruined him because when he was coming out of college, out of Boston College, he was dubbed as like one of the dubbed the nickname Matty Ice with ice in his veins, and that he was like one of the biggest closers. And it just seemed like it was a jinx. A jinx.
Well, because he didn't earn it, right?
He didn't actually earn it at that point. He was a rookie in the league, and that's when they were dubbing him like Matty Ice. His nickname, Matty Ice. So
kind of like what we were talking about last week. The media and the announcers have too much influence. They should be held accountable for these jinxes.
Yes.
You're right. He didn't earn it.
No. So So it's not Matt Ryan's fault.
Also, like I'm kind of done hating Matt Ryan because we always kind of had his number for the most part when he was in Atlanta, and I don't know. There's so much bad shit that's happened to him that at this point you just gotta laugh and like I can't even hate him anymore.
Well, you feel bad.
I feel bad
at a certain
almost.
point.
Yeah. He went from being one of the most hated people in New Orleans to just we kind of feel bad for you. But yeah, tough, man. You got anything else in this game?
That's it.
All right. Let's get to so the Colts lose to the Vikings 36-39 in OT. This Ravens versus Brown game. This was a necessary slowdown. After the Colts game, the Colts Vikings game. Mm-hmm. This was a hard nosed classic AFC North football game.
It was.
That's essentially what it was.
It was. I think our heart would have exploded if we had like something more like as intense or even more intense.
Right. If we weren't allowed for a come down, we probably would have OD'd.
Yes, we'd have OD'd on football.
That's a very good point. I think it was responsible of the NFL to kind of let us have a come down.
Yep.
Let's see. Justin Tucker had an off game. I love how people are like, "Oh yeah, Justin Tucker, he's done, right? He had one bad game."
One bad game.
And he missed a 67-yarder and then had one bad game, and now we're all like, "Oh, he's done." No, motherfucker, he's not done. He's the best kicker in the fucking game. That's not of all time. Well, he's got to do Adam Vinatieri stuff, but yeah, I think he might be the best field goal kicker.
Yeah. The other thing I got on this, I feel like Lamar is going to get paid.
Well, Tyler Huntley is the best thing that ever happened to Lamar.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, Lamar Jr. and Lamar Jr.
Yep.
They both are.
But I think because of that, they showing like the significance of how much he is to that offense. And I think he's going to get paid. The only thing is I don't think he's going to get the deals or to get the exact deals as Watson and Murray.
No.
Only because of Watson and Murray's performances, because they're not worth those deals.
Correct. Also, he's not great at like the actual throwing part of the quarterback position, which is a very, very important part.
Yeah, I would say it's a very important part.
Yeah. So did you see? This was kind of funny when Deshaun Watson was walking off the field. They won, so like they were happy and he was cheering. And you could just when he was going into the tunnel, you could see the fans. They were like. They looked so uncomfortable. Like they didn't know if they should be cheering for him or not. Like nobody was like reaching down and trying to get a high five. But there was like, like some people were kind of like doing the little light clap and like there was just like some people were like looking away. I think even as low as Cleveland fans can get, I think they kind of like deep down know that I probably shouldn't be rooting for this guy.
Yeah, it's something you really can't get away from. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, exactly. That guy, the drunk guy that's just pretty much KO'd on his feet, the Cleveland Browns fan, that the video has been going around the internet. Have you seen it?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one's pretty fun. It's like, being a Cleveland Browns fan for the past like 25 years. That'll do it to you. Mm-hmm. That'll do it to you. But yeah, I don't really have anything else on this one unless you do. We can move on. It was a slow game.
It was a slow game. That was about it.
All right, the Ravens lose to the Browns 3-13. Dolphins versus Bills, and we crank it back up. It's like he decides to throw Roger Goodell and the NFL decided to throw more adrenaline back in our veins because holy fuck, this one was entertaining as shit.
Yes,
Bills fans are awesome.
Bills fans are they will create their own weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of a Mike McDaniel's pretty much got what he was asking for. You know, remember his
I wish it was colder.
Shirt? Yeah.
Yeah. And the Bills they were definitely upset it wasn't actually snowing. So they created their own snowstorm.
So the Buffalo Bills fans, they don't do rain dances. No. They do snow dances.
No, they snow peg you.
Exactly.
They create their own snow.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, you know how it started snowing in the second half and the Bills went off?
Yeah.
So I likened the snow for the Buffalo Bills players is like spinach for Popeye. Or the Hulk getting pissed. Or Samson with his hair.
Yeah.
The Bills, when they get snow, they snort that shit and then they just go off.
They go off.
Yeah. I was thinking about that's the only explanation I have because it either that or just Miami doesn't like snow, which they don't like snow.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels definitely doesn't like snow.
I will say this. The snow actually does give an advantage to good quarterbacks. Because actually it was cool. Tom Brady actually broke it down. So I don't know if you've seen the it's either the 30 I think it's the 30 for 30 with the tuck rule.
Uh-huh.
So Tom Brady actually breaks it down that it's actually easier to run a passing offense and an air raid offense while it's really heavily snowing. Because what happens is that people don't have as much traction, and so the game is slower.
Oh,
so
you can
you still process everything at the same speed, but the game is slower, so you can see everything develop.
Gotcha. Oh, so it helps you go through your reads a lot easier.
Yes.
And then those guys' hands are so big that even if it's got a little bit of wetness to it, they still throw the ball decently.
We saw Josh Allen and Tua. Yeah, they were both chucking it.
They were slinging it. The only time it gets really difficult is the crazy Detroit Eagles game. You know the where there was just 7 inches of snow deciding to just burl down on them. Yeah, dude, this was a fun game. It was a nice little snort of cocaine before you end the night. Mm-hmm. It was good. The Bills players sliding on the field afterwards was fun. That was awesome.
That was fun. Yeah.
It looked like they were just sliding in just railing lines of snow.
So we had the Bills sliding through the snow, and then we've had the Eagles sliding through the rain this year.
Yep, I remember the Eagles sliding through the rain. Pretty much people they're really children inside. They never really grow up. They just feel like they have to act more mature. But
they have to have the energy levels of a kid,
Yeah, and then what gets you more energetic than winning an NFL football game?
I can't name anything.
I know me as a fan, I get energetic when my team wins a football game. I can only imagine what the players feel when they're actually out on the field.
Yeah.
Anyways, you got anything else on this?
Waddle's fast.
Yeah, he's real fast.
He's fast.
He is so fast. He's not Tyreek Hill fast, but he kind of reminds me of Tyreek Hill.
He's fast.
Yeah, and the fact that they're both on the same team is just all you need is somebody to just sling the ball up. That's it.
Yeah,
it's fucking wild. And then his little touchdown dance is very appropriate. I love it. Anyways, Dolphins lose to the Bills 29-32 in a great nightcap of Saturday. Let's get to the Sunday games. Eagles versus Bears. Fields' elusiveness is a 99. Justin Fields cannot be caught. That's just it.
Yeah, this was a battle of the new era QBs, and they both have got Justin Fields especially has got a very, very good.
Yeah, and these two guys are a possible reason that Lamar Jackson could get paid because Justin Fields looks really good. Obviously, he's on a shitty Chicago team that isn't really going anywhere, but Jalen Hurts is doing basically what Lamar Jackson does, just he throws a little better.
He does throw a little bit better,
So,
which is surprising, but he does do really good.
Mm-hmm. Now, Hurts is a little banged up, but I mean, he'll be back, but you got a big game against the Cowboys coming up this weekend. Dude, the Eagles' defensive line is just gross. It's nasty how good they are.
The last 3 games, they've had 6+ sacks.
Each?
Yes.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, they're nasty. Because that's the thing. I mean, you try to pinpoint like a bad part of this team, and it's like there isn't any. When this offseason, when they were making all those trades, when Howie, Howie Roseman?
Yeah.
Howie Roseman was wheeling and dealing over everybody in the NFL. We saw this roster and we were like, man, this roster is going to be great. And so basically, I think the only way that this couldn't be a good team is if they fell apart in the locker room. But then Nick Sirianni is just coach of the year candidate.
Yeah, and it's impossible to not rally around Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean,
he's one of the most likable guys in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an all-time bad take by me at the beginning, but also it sucks that the Cowboys lost to the Jaguars, pretty much completely ruining my chances of them taking that division.
Yep, that definitely hurts.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Okay, so there was a QB sneak, and it was done by the Eagles. Jalen Hurts did it. I don't think it was designed, but I think Jalen Hurts, there was a free safety or a strong safety that came in and blitzed. And I think Jalen Hurts saw that strong. Do you know what play I'm talking about?
Yeah,
and Jalen, it was the one. Down. It was Jalen Hurts' touchdown run. I don't think that was a designed sneak. I think he just saw that and made a great play.
I mean, it could very well be that. I mean, it just there wasn't anybody for miles.
Mile, dude. There was nobody over the top.
Yeah.
They did. Speaking of quarterback sneaks, they did kind of perfect the quarterback sneak that is 1 yard for 1 yard or less. Did you see that? They have 2 guys behind the quarterback, and they just basically use Kelsey, and then he just goes in behind Kelsey, and they use the 2 guys behind him just to push.
Just to push him forward. Yeah, that is the new QB sneak.
It's it's almost like they're lined up in victory formation, except they just QB sneak it.
Yeah, they push them forward. Yep, that's.
Now, if I were them, instead of using your running backs, I would put big guys back there. Maybe some defensive linemen or offensive linemen.
I would say defense. Defense are a little bit faster, but
a little more aggressive.
But you want somebody strong. Yeah. I mean, essentially, you're creating a scrum.
That's pretty much it, and then you just lock up and boom. Yeah. So we're incorporating rugby in NFL.
Yes.
All right.
Now we just need to lateral everything.
Yeah. We had a Nathan Peterman sighting. He was 0 for 1.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
I actually was hoping it would be 0 for 1 with an interception, but that would be the only thing better.
Yep.
You got anything else?
Yep. Fields becomes the third QB in NFL history to record over 1,000 yards rushing. So Lamar Jackson's got the record with 1,206. Michael Vick with second with 1,039. Lamar Jackson last year has 1,005, and Fields has exactly 1,000 yards.
And he still has three
games to go.
Nice. I don't know, man. I have a hard time with records nowadays being broken because it's not. And it has nothing to do with the talent of the players. It's the one extra game. That always bugs the mathematical part of my brain.
Well, you know what you need to do? If that's what you're frustrated about, then you need to be one of those that needs to go to average yards per game.
And then just total up the 16 game?
Well, just do – or, yeah, you can total up the 16 game, or you could just see who has the best average yards per game.
Mm-hmm. I guess average yards per game is going to be the new standard.
Yep.
It's just it does make the records from Adrian Peterson and LaDainian Tomlinson and all of them just makes it look that much better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's
pretty cool. I got nothing.
Yep, that's about it.
Eagles are really fucking good.
They are good.
Eagles beat the Bears 25-20.
All right, let's get to the Lions versus Jets, baby. Lions are in control of their own destiny. They have done it. They went 1-6. and then have just pretty much won everything since. Mm-hmm. They are on a roll, and I fucking love it.
Yes. The Lions are definitely a team I want to see in the playoffs. I just want to see Dan Campbell in the playoffs.
I do too.
I mean, because the way he coaches his style, like it's like nothing's off the table.
Yep.
Type of style. And then the playoffs, that's typically how people coach. So he's going to elevate that even another level. Cool.
Dude,
give me that.
Also, like win or lose. You remember the kid movie, or well, it shouldn't be a kid movie, but the movie Alice in Wonderland?
Yes.
Where
yes.
Alice is crying so much that she floods
Yes.
the room. Yeah, that's what Dan Campbell's going to do if he wins a playoff game or if he loses a playoff game.
Yeah.
That's
or maybe instead of like champagne, that's what he just cries, and it's just going to be like champagne, champagne showers. Yeah.
Spewing out of his eyes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would love to see that.
That would be great.
Did you see the Jets players had Mike White shirts on?
No, I didn't see that actually.
That's got to be so fucking awkward.
Yeah.
It's got to be so fucking weird, man.
Speaking of which, he went to 10 different doctors apparently, and was like trying to get cleared by them.
Just somebody clear me.
That's what I mean, and he's got not a bad idea, because you remember those toothpaste advertisements back in the day? 4 out of 5 dentists recommend it.
He just needed that one.
You realize that's 80%.
Yeah.
There's still a whole nother 20% of people that don't recommend that.
Yes.
So, I mean, he had a pretty good shot. You go to 10 guys. I mean, you think one or two of them would clear you, right?
Give you that clear.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at that point he just didn't bribe one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
But hey, Mike White's a good guy.
I was about to say, and also if you get caught doing that, that's a career killer.
Mm-hmm.
There was a huge PI no call. This was one of the hug PI calls, I think.
Oh yeah.
Also, you want to talk about fast guys? I know you really like fast guys.
Yeah, fast.
Raymond's
fast.
That punt return.
Yep.
That's like Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill fast.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm throwing that around loosely. I get it. I got to put some respect on it, so I'm not going to say that he's not as fast as those two, but he's fast.
Well, he just needs to do it on a daily. He just needs to do it on a more regular basis. But that little snippet though, that was fast.
Fast, so fast. That's all I need, though. That's all I need. I know you need even less than that. You just need a 40 time and you're sold.
Oh, absolutely.
But if
a 99 rating on Madden.
Yep.
Yeah, just give me that 99 speed rating. Gosh, I'll get off on that.
Yeah. Just sometimes he just says half porn and half 99 speed on Madden ratings, and then he just gets off.
Yeah.
Nice. The last thing I had on this one was just all-time bad clock management by Salah. It was just, do you remember the end of that game? It was like a minute 38 or something like that, and he had all 3 times. It was a minute and 19 or minute 30 or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was well over a minute left to go. They had all 3 timeouts on that drive. He didn't use his first timeout till 19 seconds left.
Yeah.
19 seconds left. That was this. I mean, like, I can only imagine what Jets fans were experiencing. You just, like, looking at the TV and just grabbing your head / ears / hair and just yelling, timeout, and he just never takes the timeout.
Yeah. No, that's frustrating.
It's wild.
It was a
game-winning touchdown drive. How do you mismanage the clock that bad with 3 timeouts?
Yeah.
And he ended the game with 1 extra timeout. Like they were fucking rollover minutes.
Yeah, no, you gotta strategize a little bit better. I have to wonder though if sometimes coaches try to use it like they do like a Madden timeout, which like a Madden, like when you're playing Madden, you can stretch those seconds out. Like 15 seconds is like almost like the same as 15 seconds to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, that's true.
With 3 timeouts, but like whenever you're playing actual, because you can do your timeouts whenever, but when you're in reality. It doesn't work like that most of the time. So unless you're Kansas City Chiefs.
Agreed. So you're in when you're playing Madden, you just a split second call timeout. Boom, done. But yeah, sometimes the timeouts take a couple seconds to develop. Yeah, it's different.
The thing is you can look at the clock and you can look at your player and just know when to like either get out of bounds or go down.
Yeah.
So like, whereas the players don't have that luxury. They have to focus on the field. They really can't focus on the clock. The scoreboard.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a lot of other variables to it.
For sure. Do you have anything else on this?
Yeah, we had like what was it, 4th and inches, where it was taken to the house. I feel like that's such a dangerous play. Like if it's in the middle of the field and it's a 4th and inches, and like it's either
You
like
talking about a fumble?
no, this was 4th and inches.
Oh,
and it was just
yeah,
like
yeah,
a run
yeah,
play
yeah.
that was taken to the house because you put so much focus.
Yeah.
Like a 4th and inches, 4th and 1. Like if they do like a run play, it's like either like they're gonna get stopped or like it almost gets taken to the house.
Well,
just because
yeah,
everybody is like up on against the line.
Yeah, exactly. If you break off into the secondary, for sure. But even where the linebackers are, if you're out there, more times than not, you're taking it to the house. It's tough. Yeah.
Most of the time, like the linebackers and even safeties are all the way after the line. So if you pass through the line, you're like free.
Also, you got all the big guys, so they're slower.
Yeah,
Easily.
But yeah, the Lions end up beating the Jets.
Which is fucking great.
let's go Lions.
Let's go Lions. 20-17. Steelers versus Panthers. This is one of those who cares games.
Yeah,
It was a who cares game, but it was nice for us because it kept us in the playoff picture. That's about all I got.
Yep. There was I think there was 2 things I had on this game. There was a 3rd and 1. It was kind of funny. I don't know if you saw, but there was a run play. I think it was Najee Harris or Warren, one of the two. And like Pickens was coming up down the sideline and like grabbed one of this guy's arm, like not very long, just grabbed it and just it almost kind of just moved it. And the Panthers player like threw his arms up and was like complaining to the refs, and then like the running back just ran right past him, like he missed the play.
I saw that.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, man, you gotta come on, make the play.
Yeah, finish the play and then you complain.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that. It wasn't like they didn't call a holding call, and I didn't even think it was that bad. Like, come on, man.
I do remember that he threw his because I was confused as to what happened. I thought he like got tripped up or something.
Yep. Then last thing had on this, longest drive of the season, 21 plays.
11 minutes, 43 seconds, I think.
11 minutes and 43 seconds time of possession. Yep.
That was just for this year, right?
Yeah, just the season.
I mean, that's a long possession. Holy shit.
That's like almost a full quarter.
Yeah,
That's wild. Deontay Johnson's coming alive. He's finally stringing together some good games, and Pickens always has one great catch that electrifies the crowd.
Yep.
All right, Steelers beat the Panthers 24-16. Thank you, Steelers. Cowboys versus the
Fucking Jags. fuck. You saw we had a butt fumble part 2? Wasn't quite as bad, but...
Yes, not as quite as bad. Because, I mean, the thing was, it was like he was trying to just make a cut, and he like hit his arm on the butt.
Yeah, the Jets are going to try anything and everything to get rid of that butt fumble, but... Sorry, Mark Sanchez butt fumble is going to be the all-time worst.
Yeah, they're trying to Dan Orlovsky this, and shove it onto somebody else, but it's like nope.
No,
sorry.
They even try. Look, if the butt punt didn't work, then this isn't going to work.
No,
sorry, bud. Zay Jones is nasty. There's nothing else to it. Like he's just really good at wide receiver, and him and Lawrence are starting to form a little bit of a connection there. Which would be nice for them moving forward.
It was nice to see him. It's nice to see him get a home because he was an outstanding receiver coming out of East Carolina. Everybody had high hopes on him. He was a top 10 pick, huh?
I think so.
Coming out of the draft.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Yep. Dak is easily the weak link of the Cowboys. Easily.
Really?
I think so. Like I think he's just falling off a little bit.
You can kind of say that.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough because like that pick six at the end, that's a tough pick six. I mean, it wasn't necessarily his fault.
It wasn't. Okay, I have that written down too. That's an unearned interception.
That's an unearned interception. I mean, Noah Brown should have had that.
He definitely should have had that ball. I get it. I get that. But if you look at his overall play, I think he is the weak link. Like if they had a better quarterback, the Cowboys would be where the Eagles are record wise.
Well, we'll definitely see this during the playoffs because
this is also okay. I guess I might have went too hard on Dak because this is also like a Mike McCarthy thing as well. He's a fucking idiot. We knew that. But why wouldn't you run the ball in 3rd and 10 with a minute 20? Like obviously you're not. You probably won't get the first down, but make them use their timeout.
Gotta use that timeout.
Gotta make them use their timeout. That's the only way they had it. That's the only way they could complete the pass over the middle to set up the field goal.
I'm glad you said that over the middle was key because the thing is a timeout, eliminating all those timeouts really restricts the play calling on the offense.
Yeah, because, I mean, like who knows? They could have like not called those plays. Especially with that, who was it that got out of bounds? Oh, they dove out of bounds. They had to review it. I can't remember their wide receiver, but like, there's plays you don't call if you don't have.
Oh, that was Evan Ingram, wasn't it?
Yeah. There are plays that you don't call in that situation if you have no timeouts.
Yeah,
and a lot of them are not going to be over the middle like they were.
Yep.
They have the liberty to go over the middle like they do because they have that cushion, that safety net of the timeout. So it's an all-time bad call by Mike McCarthy. So I guess maybe I did. I still think Dak's the weakest link, but that was an all-time bad call by Mike McCarthy. He continues to do it.
Yeah,
continues.
But you know what's going to be the funny thing? I feel like Jerry Jones is going to miss out on the Sean Payton sweepstakes because he's just good enough right now to not get fired, and Sean Payton's going to try to make his way over to L.A.
Oh, L.A.
Yeah, that's the rumor right now. He wants to be in L.A.
He wants to be in L.A. I thought he wanted to be in Dallas.
Well, he does want to be in Dallas, but I mean McCarthy's 10-4 right now.
10-4. It's hard to fire a coach that started season 10-4.
Yeah,
I get it. But yeah, all right. Hey, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I hate the Rams, but I'm sure Sean Payton would probably do pretty well in L.A. Let's see. I didn't really have anything else on this one. It sucks. It sucks. That was my one hope to the Eagles not being the number one in the division.
When Lawrence coughed up the football, according to ESPN stats, the Cowboys had a 91.9% chance of winning.
Oh yeah, nice. I love those.
Yep.
Nice. For some, like, if they ever bring that shit up on the live stream, I'm just gonna tell people to bet the opposite.
Just bet the opposite.
Because they're getting so good at jinxing people.
Well, I was about to say them. That's what we were referring to earlier as far as the media jinx and everything.
They're getting so good at it too.
And Tony Romo is very specialized at it.
Yeah. We should just figure out what games he's broadcasting and just see whoever he jinx, bet it.
Yep.
Anyways, you got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Cowboys lose to the Jags 34-40 in OT. Let's get to the Chiefs versus Texans. The most confusing game I think we saw all weekend. If you look at the stats in this game, dude, this doesn't look like it's even close. Like, if you look at the stats up and down, like, the Kansas City Chiefs just mollywopped them. I don't know how the Texans stayed in this game. I mean, like, obviously they had the fumbles that hurt, but fuck.
Well, they had the 10 penalties. There was 2 turnovers, missed field goal. They played some sloppy ball.
Yeah. And honestly, minus the fumble in OT, the Texans could have possibly won.
Yeah. No, you know what I kind of equated this to? This kind of reminded me back in the day, the family Thanksgiving football games where you had the older brother and the younger brother playing against each other. They'll do like a little 1-on-1, and obviously the older brother is like better. He's the more athletic one. He's should dominate this game, but like the parents aka the refs, try to spin it a little bit towards their favor.
Yeah.
And
So
like
they
the
make
older
it a
brother
little bit
starts
of a game.
like playing around a little bit too much and gets overconfident, thinking he's gonna win it, but then has to like buckle down at the very end.
It's like, oh shit, I might actually fucking lose.
I might actually lose this.
So
Yeah,
I gotta like focus in and not get beat by my little fucking brother.
Meanwhile, the little brother is like playing his heart out.
The poor guy.
And the poor guy he just doesn't win.
That's a good analogy. All right, so did you see that Texas D lineman? I can't remember what his name was. He threw Mahomes to the ground.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking slammed him. He didn't land on him, but he slammed him on the ground. I was surprised that there was no roughing the passer call there.
Yeah, that's true.
I was surprised because I think I've seen like worse ones called. And shit, last thing I had was McKinnon had a coming out game.
He did.
It was good for him. I like to see it. He's always been like that backup guy,
He has been, but especially with Pacheco fumbling, he saw an opportunity. He definitely seized it there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You got anything else?
That's about it.
All right, Chiefs beat Texans 30-24 in OT. This was one of those games, if I'm being honest, like I'll give the Chiefs some credit. It's hard to get up for a 1-11-1 Texans team.
It's hard to get up for the little brother.
It's so hard, like, because you just know you're that much better than them, and then you slip up a couple of times. So, that's just a product of not being able to get pumped up for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals versus Broncos. Who cares? This is,
battle of the backup QBs.
Battle of the backup QBs. It's funny when Russ doesn't play, they get a dub. Look at that. J.J. Watt had a nice game.
He did.
It was nice to see him back in action. It's always good to watch J.J. Watt.
He was in vintage form.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So the only other thing, this was just a snooze fest of a game. Besides maybe some of those J.J. Watt plays. Brett Ripon has some balls, dude. There was a play action call at the end of the game where he faked the handoff and like held the ball for almost like a second and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was very long, and I was just like, damn, bro, like ballsy. He ended up scoring the touchdown but I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
You hold the ball that long, you're gonna get fucking rocked, and you're Brett what Ripon? Yeah,
Ripon.
You're Brett Ripon. I think it's Ripon.
Yeah.
And you're Brett Ripon. The refs aren't gonna care.
No, you get clobbered. They don't give a shit about you.
They don't. Yes. They'll actually be like, okay, cool. Let's get somebody else in. But yeah, I didn't really have too much on this game.
Is Cliff done?
He's got to be close, man. You lose to the Broncos with their backup Brett Ripon in.
Yeah, and they just fired the GM, which is always a telltale sign of like, hey, we're about to clean house.
Yep, I think so. His seat's definitely really fucking hot. Let's put it that way.
It's very hot.
Like it's like catching on fire hot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he'll probably be fired within the next couple of weeks if they keep losing.
Yep, they keep losing. Probably just let him finish out the year type of thing as well.
Well, he also has I haven't had Kyler the last couple of weeks, so. Well, he did have Kyler the last week, but. Kyler's been battling injuries, blah, blah, blah. Now, Cliff, you're done. You're done, bud.
Go back to college.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else?
That's it.
Cardinals lose to the Broncos 15-24. Who cares? Patriots versus the Raiders. The Raiders.
What happened?
Did they just not realize it was tied? Okay, so this is one of those games where you have to start at the end, like those movies where they start at the end and then they kind of go back. They revert back to the start at the end, go to the beginning, then revert back to the middle. And this one was one of the wildest endings I've ever seen in my life.
It was bizarre.
You thought Mac Jones was a great person to just throw a 20-yard lateral to?
Because that's the thing. He has to be the second slowest person in the NFL. Right in front of Tom Brady.
Or right behind Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. And have we seen Mac Jones since that game?
I think he's still in the turf at Allegiant Stadium.
He might be dug into the turf. That was a dirty stiff arm.
Dirty, dude. I mean, I haven't seen Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
haven't
anybody's
seen him
seen him. Yeah, he's there in the in Allegiant Stadium. It was one of those where like you were like I didn't know what was going on. Like I don't know why Ramondre Stevenson lateraled it. Especially he could have ran another like 5 or 10 yards.
I was about to say that I think he just should have kept running.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
I mean, it's not entirely based off the fact that like I have him in fantasy and I wanted those yards.
Yeah.
Even if they would have been garbage yards.
So wait, if he does a lateral, how does that work in fantasy? Do you get those? Let's say he runs 10 yards and then laterals it. Do you get those yards?
I don't think so because the play isn't called a.
Okay.
I don't think the play becomes. I think the play becomes more of like it. All the yards get erased and it becomes a something amount of football or
So
football return.
Oh, so it becomes a special teams play?
Not a special team play, but a turnover play.
A turnover play. So let's just say Ramondre. Let's say if it all worked out and Mac Jones ended up getting the ball and running it in, would he get the touchdown points?
He would probably get the touchdown.
How many yards would he get?
I would have to say he gets the full yards.
From scrimmage?
I think from scrimmage.
Okay.
Because he finished the play.
Okay. All right. Also, I know everybody's shitting on Jacoby Myers. I get it. I understand. Why would you do that? But also, I don't think that was a design lateral play. I think Ramondre Stevenson ad-libbed a little bit. So when Jacoby Myers got the ball, he's like, what the fuck do I do with this? And he threw it.
Yeah.
He just saw the first Patriots player and threw it. Like, you don't shit on Jacoby Myers that much, okay?
Yeah, I don't think this is his fault.
No.
Entirely.
It's Ramondre Stevenson's fault. And then, so you know how like players have season-ending injuries or career-ending injuries? Mm-hmm. I think this might be a career-ending injury for Bill Belichick.
Ooh.
This game? This was the most un-Bill Belichick game of all time. Did you see that? Wide receivers weren't set up. Or they weren't lined up. They were false start. And the punt team, remember that punt? The block punt? The team, they weren't lined up. They weren't set up. They weren't ready.
The guy, yeah, what was it? It was was it Jabril Peppers? I think it might have been Jabril Peppers.
Jabril? Yeah. Oh, that blocked the punt?
That whenever he was supposed to block that guy that blocked the punt?
Yeah. I don't know. There was a couple of guys on that block punt that weren't set up. Like, I'd be surprised if Bill Belichick didn't have a brain aneurysm and just croak. Or like something happens and he just doesn't play. He doesn't coach football again next year.
He's getting too old for this shit. Mm-hmm. You know, he's done it to where he's perfected the art of it, but he had to start over again, and he's just too old to start over again.
So he's turning into Murtaugh.
He's turning into Murtaugh.
Okay. Well, the only problem with Murtaugh is even though Murtaugh keeps saying I'm too old for this shit, he keeps doing the same shit.
He keeps doing the same shit.
I think he's too old for this shit, and he actually means it. Because, like, dude, you can't, like, that's wild. That was the most uncharacteristic Bill Belichick Patriots game. Because those are the plays that go for the Patriots, not against them.
Yeah. I mean, it's gotten so bad for them and Tampa Bay that they're actually talking about them reuniting this offseason for, like one last go-around or something like that. Which I think is absurd because I think that bridge is burnt.
I think so, too.
I don't think there's anything left to that bridge that you can cross over.
Nope. Let's say it was just one. Honestly, I don't even. The game was okay. The game was pretty good, but that ending it was wild.
Yeah. What was it? Because the Patriots had to come back on this. It was a 17-0 game, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and it was like all you had to do was go down and went into overtime.
Or a 17-3 game or something like that. Yeah. And what was it? Shoot, we had probably the Honey Badger play of the year with Kyle Duggar with that picked off screenplay.
Yeah,
that was great read, great instincts, just all around, just fantastic play.
Oh yeah, you just read them like a book.
Yeah.
That was nice. They had an unreal Keelan Cole touchdown catch.
I was about to say that was tied cool. It up. That was a great catch.
Was a nice little toe touch, right in the end zone.
Yeah, and you thought it was just going to go into overtime, and jeez and Pete's, like just so bizarre.
Nope, that was weird.
And then the fact that Chandler Jones was the one that did it.
Yeah.
Used to play for the Patriots.
Yeah, well, maybe just Jacoby Myers was just throwing to his former teammate, getting him involved.
Just getting them involved.
I don't know. You got anything else on this?
That's it.
All right, Patriots lose to the Raiders in horrid fashion, 24-30. Titans versus Chargers. Let's see. We had a tip drill interception. Well, it wasn't really a tip drill. It was, I guess you would call it a tip drill. The interception, the guy was going out of bounds, and
that was nuts.
yeah, right. He jumped up, caught the ball, threw it inbounds to his teammate, and I can't remember who the players were, but threw the ball inbounds to his teammate while he was going out of bounds, and there was an interception.
Yes.
Awesome. Those are some of the most electric plays of all time.
Yes. Unlike the Patriots play, that was a great heads-up play.
Yes. That was, yes. Absolutely. That's a nice segue. But those, whenever you see, when teams punt the ball and they, it's going into the end zone, you get somebody that jumps, catches it, throws it back in, and they down it on the 1 yard line.
Yep, do those acrobatic,
Those are some of my favorite plays. Looks like the wheels are kind of falling off for the Titans.
A little bit. I think Tannehill's out for the year.
I think so too. I just don't it's hard to Tannehill's not doing great. It's just kind of hard to pinpoint it. I don't know. It's tough. If you're Mike Vrabel, it's hard to pinpoint where it's going wrong. I mean, you can always say Tannehill, which is always a good thing because he's not great. He's not great. So
yeah, he's a game manager at best. So it's that's defenses are figuring out. Hey, we just got to stop this mammoth of a giant at running back, and then we should be able to take them on.
I'd say the better word is contain. Contain. It's like when you're in King Kong, they're trying to contain the gorilla, but it's impossible to fully contain him. So you just leave him on an island.
Yeah.
Nice game-winning drive from Justin Herbert. That was really good. It was well done, well orchestrated, just solid football.
Yeah, 48 seconds is now eternity.
It is eternity.
It used to be just impossible, but now in today's game, it seems like it's eternity.
The players are so fast. The quarterback gets the ball out so fast.
There was no timeouts.
Yeah.
There was no timeouts left in this game, and with 48 seconds when they got the ball, and just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's wild. Last thing I have on this is okay. So remember how we talked about Philly perfecting the quarterback sneak?
Yes.
All right, so the Titans, if you have Derrick Henry, do the same thing. You just get to, so instead of having your two guys behind you, just have Derrick Henry behind you and push you.
And then push you,
Yeah, I think that'll work perfectly.
Derrick Henry is the equivalent of two guys.
That's true. We just compared him to King Kong, so yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right, you got anything else on this?
Was about it.
All right, Titans lose to the Chargers 14-7. Bengals versus Bucks. Joe Burrow. So this is another one of those stats. Tom Brady was 89-0 when leading by 17-plus points at home. 89-0 when leading by 17-plus points at home.
It's a bad season when we keep getting stats like this about Tom Brady.
Dude, I know.
It's like game after game. He's getting that one loss.
Yeah, exactly. He's 249-0 when leading by 23 points with 57 degrees outside.
Yeah.
In Washington. Or whatever. Something wild. It was a sloppy game. It was just a sloppy game, especially for the Bucs. The Bucs started off hot, but they ended up obviously one of the crazy comebacks of this weekend. There was a bunch of them.
Yep, they were up 17-0 in the first half, and then it's just the demise, to put it. It
was night and day difference between the two halves.
Well, I think there was, what was it? There was 4 straight turnovers and a mishap on special teams. 5 straight bad drives.
Yep.
Or bad endings to each drive.
Yeah, it was not pretty. Not pretty. Good job for our boy Joe Burrow. It was awesome because the Bucs lost. It was just a great game for both of us. The Bucs lost, so New Orleans Saints is still giving us false hope.
We're still in it.
We're still in it, baby. We are still in it.
That's why I got my shirt on. I got my hat. I'm back on the Saints.
Yeah,
we're about to go. We're about to make it to the playoffs.
Actually, I'm gonna do that game next, but Saints needed this Bucks loss. Bengals, they're in Super Bowl form.
That Burrow, he's so hot right now.
Oh, he's so hot.
So hot with ambition.
Yep, just the most fuckable quarterback in the game right now. It's just awesome. Let's see, we had that's about all I had. I mean, it was just really the tale of two halves. If you think about it, you got anything else?
34 unanswered points from the Bengals, or not 34 unanswered. Well, 34 straight points from the Bengals. Yeah, they. I mean, Joe Burr. Now, Joe Burr has been earning this nickname. He wasn't dubbed this before going into.
Yeah.
This wasn't something he was dubbed before going into the NFL. So
yes, he earned this. He also is like a touchdown machine. It doesn't matter if he has like 100 yards or 200 yards or 400 yards.
I was about to say
he'll put up 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the thing. These stats are skewed a little bit in a way because it's like, oh wow, he had 4 touchdowns, but then you look at his yards, it's like 200 yards.
Yeah,
but it's skewed because they had those 4 turnovers just back to back to back.
Exactly. So, you got anything else?
That's about it.
Right, let's get to the Saints versus the Falcons. Fuck them dirty ass motherfucking birds. It was a little disappointing when I heard that Andy Dalton was going to play, but it was also a nice, cool refreshment when I heard Desmond Ridder was going to play.
Yeah.
Even though we do historically have a bad record against rookie starters.
Rookie starters, yeah.
Like the rookies that are first-time starters.
Yeah.
Robert Griffin was not a great one for us. But, anyways, coming down the stretch, it seems like that something the Saints would normally lose. So
definitely.
When they were driving, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna fucking lose this. This is classic Saints football. We're gonna lose this in Saints fashion. I prepped myself for it. It was, and honestly, man, when we finally pulled it off and we won, I mean, like it was not pretty.
No, it was
not pretty.
It was not pretty at all.
Juwan Johnson balled out. It was nice.
He did. Yeah, no, we've just been. We're like top 3. I want to say even top 2 now, giving up points, most amount of points in the fourth quarter, and I just, you know what, so you can't like completely blame like coaching. It's. I would have to say it's more of like, because the Saints do get up in games. It's just like we've just been giving up leads. So the coaching, I would have to critique it in a way as like, hey, this has been good game planning, but it's bad in-game adjustments.
Yep.
You know?
Cool. I mean, that's fair. That's a good point.
I think if we can express some criticism and some ways to, for Dennis Allen, I'm going to text him right after this because I have his number and let him know that, hey, you just need to work on your in-game adjustments.
Yep. And maybe Taysom Hill throws the ball a little more.
Taysom Hill just needs to throw the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he had 2 really good passes. One of them was for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he looked good. They had zip on the ball. It was accurate. Like, why don't we
just throw him back at quarterback again?
See, I don't think he's good like that. I think we need another quarterback, like obviously not Andy Dalton, but we need a quarterback, and then he come in and do his little Swiss Army knife thing. But let's not throw the ball, or let's not run the ball every time he's back there. Like, this was a nice, refreshing change of pace. Mm-hmm. I was like, when he was back there, I'm like, oh, here goes another run. And then he threw the ball down the field for a 40-yard tutty.
Yep.
Like, I was like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see.
Yes.
So that was nice. He's I guess he is making a little better in-game adjustments, maybe, planning a little bit better. It still is wasn't a pretty game, but yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough fumble at the end for Drake London.
Yeah, he's gonna be so good.
He's gonna be great. He just that's a tough rookie mistake.
Yeah,
he just has to swallow that and just move on. I like how the Saints' strategy was to take out the defensive coordinator before the game.
Yeah, that was nice. It was an accident, but not a bad strategy.
I mean, was it an accident, though?
Yeah,
the Saints have been known in the past to do bounty hunts.
Well, there's Greg Williams up in there, but
hey, it might still be hanging around.
Yeah, the ghost of Greg Williams.
Ghost of Greg Williams.
Yeah.
Christmas spirit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love it.
So yeah, Desmond Ridder got the start on this because Mariota just quit.
I That's what I'm hearing.
He just quit.
I think he just quit.
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Yeah. What a sore loser.
Yeah.
I really kind of highly regarded had high regards for Mariota.
Yeah, I kind of did too. Like, I mean, he was an Oregon guy and like a West Coast guy, so I didn't really hear too much about him. But like,
he was a Hawaiian.
Hawaiian,
That's
yeah.
that's how Tua gets all the love.
Yeah, I thought all Hawaiians were nice.
Yeah.
Like aloha, peace,
Yeah.
love, smoke weed. I don't know. I've never been to Hawaii, so I've been just going based off of what my imagination is creating it to be.
Right.
You got anything else?
That's it.
Saints go marching, 21-18. Let's get to the Giants versus Commies. All right, so Brian Day will definitely listen to us because you saw at the beginning of the game he covered up twice.
Yeah, he covered up twice.
So he had the beanie and the hoodie.
I'm glad to see he's a regular listener.
Reoccurring listener.
Yes.
So he listens multiple times. Good. Let's go. That was nice. Okay, so he's helping us out. Jahan Dotson, he's going to be an elite receiver in the future.
Just tab him on with another one of these wide receivers from this class.
Awesome. Honestly, I can't get enough of these receivers. They're just this good.
They're so good.
Electric. Okay, so Saquon Barkley is a cheat code. He reminds me when he does his spin remove. You remember when we used to play Madden back in like the mid 2000s?
Madden 08.
Madden 08, Madden 07, whatever. But the spin move, especially with a guy like Reggie Bush, was a cheat code.
It was a cheat code.
So like you can get out to the outside and easily just run for like 50, 60 yards. That's what Saquon Barkley's starting to remind me of.
His spin move?
His spin move is like the mid 2000s Madden spin move with Reggie Bush.
So he needs to do like 3 spin moves in a row, and he's just going to be outside.
Bro, 3 spin moves will get him 20 yards to east or west.
Yes.
And he'll just be outside everything, and then just boom.
Yeah.
Let's see. You had you wanted to comment on that wide receiver false start that wasn't really fair, huh?
Yeah, the Commanders got Jude. They got Jude big time.
They got screwed big time.
They got screwed big time.
We'll bleep that out.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, no, it was bad.
They definitely got screwed. Like,
Yes.
Fuck, man. That was bad. Because explain to everybody what he did.
So basically, if you review over the closing plays in the fourth quarter, there was that Brian Robinson run that made it crossed over the goal line. It would have been a touchdown, but they ended up calling it a flag, and it was illegal formation on Terry McLaurin. And and there was actually some people that posted up the video. If you look over in that corner, Scary Terry is right next to the ref. Mm-hmm. So he goes over, and you know how everybody does a thumbs up to the line ref, and to make sure that they're on the line.
Yep.
Well, he went up to it, and the lineman told him to come up. So Scary Terry actually goes up, and then he goes and gives him another thumbs up, and the ref gives him the thumbs up as well. And then they start the play, and the flag was thrown.
That's fucked.
Yeah, that's where the conspiracy theories come out. Oh. And yeah, the
NFL rigged.
NFL rigged. Yep, it was. Yeah, it was absurd, actually, to be honest with you. And then not only that, then the next following play, we had another pass interference. That was Samuel.
That was the worst one.
Yeah,
that was the worst hug pass interference that wasn't called.
It just, that was completely bad. I mean, even what was it? They had Mike Pereira at the end of the game, where he was like, "Yeah, there's no way to get around this. That should have been called."
Yeah. All right. So there you go. The Commanders know what it's like to be a Saints fan. For once.
Yep. They know how it is. But I guess besides all the cheating and all the
NFL rigged biz.
Yes. Kayvon Thibodeau had
wild.
himself a stat sheet in one play.
Bro, it was... Yeah, he did. He went all across the board, didn't he?
He had the strip, he had the sack, he had the fumble recovery, and the touchdown all in one play.
He's such a beast.
Yep.
He's a wild animal.
He is.
Yeah, I didn't really see too much of this game. I just watched the highlights. Do you have anything else?
Yep, that PI on Samuel would have helped me get out of the toilet bowl.
Damn.
Yep, that touchdown and the catch in the yards, that would have got me out of the...
That would have got you out of the toilet bowl.
Yep,
That's rough.
So, I look, Commander fans, I know how, I feel your pain, how you get screwed out with the refs.
Yeah.
I got the same thing. So,
That's rough.
I'll see you in the toilet bowl.
All right. Anyways, the Giants beat the Commanders 20-12. All right, last game, Rams versus Packers. Rams are hot garbage. They're not good. They're just...
Yeah,
really
Baker
bad.
fooled us.
Yeah, he did. He did a fake out.
He did a fake out. Either that or he hates the cold, but, I mean, he was in Cleveland for quite some time.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it is. I don't know. Lambeau Field is a different type of cold. Although, so is Cleveland. Cleveland, you got the Great Lakes, so they have a different type of cold, too. It's like Chicago. It's not exactly like Chicago. That's a windy city. But, like, they're on the Great Lakes, too, and it gets really cold.
Yeah, there's nothing blocking the cold.
It gets really cold in Cleveland, so yeah, he might. He just, I don't know. So Mercedes Lewis is still in the league. I didn't realize that he had a catch.
Yes, he's still around.
I didn't realize that.
Him in his 32nd year.
32nd, nice.
32nd year in the league.
Okay. I guess the biggest thing, because this was kind of a boring game. It wasn't really that great.
No.
So, did you see comments Rodgers had after the game, talking about C.J. Watson running the right route? He's like, you'll get more touchdowns if you run the right route. It was kind of funny. It was in reference to that one.
That last split.
Yeah.
The like
towards the end of the game when he audibled at the line of scrimmage. So the only interception that Rodgers had was a pass to Lazard, but I think Lazard ran the wrong route too. So I think he was just already frustrated. Because you could say the ball sailed on him, but I've never seen Aaron Rodgers throw a ball that bad.
He threw it pretty bad on that one. Or it looked as if he threw it pretty bad on that one. So I mean, yeah, you could say he shortened up on the route.
That's what I mean. I think Rodgers just has to dumb down the playbook. You know, they're putting in plays for Peyton Manning, but he's throwing a Cooper Manning type thing. It was from that video.
Oh, wow. That was, yeah.
The throwback to, who was that guy? Oh, he was just like, no, we're just not good at football. It was great. Look up the video. It's the coach post-game interview, and he just shits on his team.
Yeah.
It was great. But, yeah, that's essentially what it made me think of. Maybe he just needs to dumb down the playbook for him. I think it's too intricate, too much for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't really have too much else on this one. The Rams are bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Packers
the
somehow can still get in the playoffs.
The score was 24-12, like in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like there was no point scored in the fourth quarter.
It was just an underwhelming ending to what was a great football weekend.
Like I went to bed with this score and then woke up and it was this score.
Still that score.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Maybe we just needed a nice little come down. This was a come down game.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah. You got anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty. Rams beat the Packers 12-24. We will be back next week. I think we could possibly have a guest on next week.
Yes.
One of our first guests. So tune in for that. Joe, you got anything else?
That's about it.
All right. Love y'all.
Later.